Good morning and welcome to another live stream Saturday morning here in the United Kingdom, Wales, South Wales, and we have some snow. It hasn't settled yet, but it's actually coming down quite heavily. Nothing in comparing to the rest of the country, like in Scotland and England, etc. But we do have a little bit of snow for a change. But good morning, everybody. Mark Chapman, hello. Come on, Paul. Let's smash it today. Yes, we really need to get that £250,000. Even if I get the £5,000, that would be a thing of beauty as well, Mark. Ferris77, welcome in, my friend, all the way from the Czech Republic. Yes, another Saturday and another live stream. Absolutely. I almost went live yesterday. I wasn't actually in work yesterday, but things caught up with me and didn't actually go live yesterday afternoon. But we're here at our regular time slot, sometime on a Saturday morning between 10 or 11 o'clock, etc. And Rizwan Azavido, welcome in as well. And I'm ready. And Aussie Gaming, welcome back to another Saturday. So we've got another 6 fixtures to contend with today. I'll just quickly run through those 6 fixtures on the screen. Now we've got in the Premier League at 3 o'clock, all these games of course take place. At 3 o'clock we've got Crystal Palace versus Burnley, Watford versus Bristol City. We got Sheffield Wednesday coming up against the Jacks of Swansea, of course, high riding in the Championship. We've got Norwich coming up against Stoke. We have Derby against Middlesbrough, and we have the mighty Bluebirds, Cardiff City, coming up against Coventry City as well. Another interesting fixture. So let's get straight into it with the first fixture, which is between Crystal Palace and Burnley. Now, I've already predicted this one in my Premier League's predictions earlier in the week. What are we thinking, guys? Are we thinking this is going to be a victory to the Eagles, or do we think the Claret and Blues of Burnley can head down to Selhurst Park in London and get a victory? That's right. Mark, I actually heard that last night as well. Actually, that Swansea match versus Sheffield Wednesday is off too. It actually says postponed there right in front of my eyes. So it looks like we just got the 5 fixtures to contend with this morning. And maybe Mr. Ian Lovesey, who was just coming to the chat, maybe a little bit disappointed that the Jacks game is off against the Owls Sheffield Wednesday. But Ian, the man, the myth, the legend is here. So good morning to you as well, Ian. Hopefully, I'm not sure what the snow's like down there in Swansea, but maybe you're in a Sainsbury's car park or a Morrison's car park watching this, or maybe you're tucked up at home in the warmth watching this live stream. Get rid of that little notification that's just popped up. Right, Aussie Gaming's gone for a Crystal Palace 1, Burnley 1. Ian's gone for a Burnley 2, 1 victory, away victory, and Mark has gone for a 1-0 victory to Palace. Let's have a look at the recent stats. I think Nick Pope is back for this game in the between the sticks for Burnley. So Burnley 17th in the table at present, drawing last time out at home against Brighton. Prior to that, they lost narrowly 2-0, you could say, against Manchester City. Prior to that, a 2-0 loss away against Chelsea. And prior to that, they had victories against Aston Villa and Liverpool, home and away, respectively. And prior to that, they lost 1-0 away at West Ham. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, have lost 3 of their last 6. They've won 2 of their last 6 as well, and they've also drawn last time out. They suffered defeat away against Leeds. Prior to that, they gained 2 very good victories against Newcastle and Wolves. Prior to that, they lost at home against West Ham and an away defeat against Manchester City. So I believe Zaha is out. Let's just check on the Premier League injuries. Just want to double check. Maybe there's been some different news this morning on. Look at that. They've got 9 injuries. James McArthur, Connor Wickham, he always seems to be injured, doesn't he? Wilfred Zaha, thigh injury. It's only 1 week into his muscle injury, so we're anticipating it will take more time than that for him to recover. So no return date. So he's been ruled out for this afternoon's fixture against Burnley. Schlupp's out as well. Sacco Hennessy, long-term injury. Nathan Ferguson and James Tompkins as well. Well, the likes of Burnley, okay, Chris Wood, this main striker, is out as well. Winger Robbie Brady, Achilles, but he looks like, potential return, Chris Wood and Brady. Late fitness test, but look at the status, 25% for Wood making the match and 50% for Robbie Brady. And if it's very cold, maybe they won't be risked in this fixture. Anyway, let's have a quick look at what the Sky community are saying in this one. We've got a Palace 55%, we've got a draw of 30%, and we've got 15% going for a Burnley victory. Back to the chat. Harry Doherty, good morning to you, my friend. How are you doing this on this cold, wintry morning in the UK? You've actually gone for a 2-0 victory to Palace in this one. Ferris sent it's a difficult match to predict. Palace without Zaha, of course, as just mentioned, and Burnley possibly without Wood, Brady and Brownhill, so I think 1-1. Interesting. Mark Chapman, is Nathan feeling better this morning? With you saying he is coming down with something, I think the medical is Manchester United-itis. Yeah, he's I'm not sure what happens with his laps going against Manchester United there, but he is predicting a Red Devils victory this weekend. Rizwan Azevedo, hey boy to you. What's your predictions for this Crystal Palace versus Burnley match, Rizwan? Harry Klitschko has gone for a 2-0 victory to Crystal Palace in this one, but I think I can go with my original prediction of what I said earlier in the week. I'm sure I said it was a draw. In this one. It was just whether I said it was 0-0 or 1-1. I've got all my notes here, as you can see. But yeah, I'm going to go for a draw in this one, and I see both teams scoring. Can't actually find it. Well, Nathan's actually gone for a 1-0 victory to Palace, but myself, I am going with a 1-1 draw. I thought that I couldn't remember if it was 0-0 or 1-1 in that one, so I am going for a Crystal Palace 1, Burnley 1. I think, they should be both able to penetrate their opposing defences. But next up in the Championship, we have got Watford coming up against Bristol City. High-flying Watford, Bristol City, form-wise, they've been not looking too great recently. So if we have a look at the table, Watford currently in 4th position. Just the one loss in their last 6 fixtures. Last time out, they drew away against Coventry. Prior to that, they lost surprisingly at home against Queen's Park Rangers. Prior to that, they drew 0-0. Prior to that, they gained 3 victories against Stoke City away and Barnsley and Huddersfield at home. So they're winless in their last 3 fixtures. Bristol City on a very bad run of 3 defeats on the bounce, 4 defeats in the last 6 matches as well. Last week they lost at home against Cardiff City. Prior to that, it was a narrow away defeat to Brentford, and prior to that, it was a narrow away defeat to Derby County. So, what are we thinking, guys? What are we thinking on this one? Let's have a look what the Sky community is saying. 81% are going for a Watford victory in this one. We've got 13% I should say, of a draw, and 5% have gone for a Bristol City victory. Well, I can't actually see Bristol City winning this one at all. What are you guys saying in the chat? Well, Rizwan Azevedo, Burnley to keep a clean sheet, please. I kept Toscosti my captain. First, will you make a prediction video with Nathan's Champions League and the European League? We'll do it. Yeah, why not? We'll see if we got the time. We're both really busy with work life, home life, videos. He does his live streams. Okay, we can't get out as much as we can because the whole of the UK is in pretty much lockdown. But if we got the time, we'll, even if it's just a brief video, yeah, we'll try and make that happen, Ferris77. But Mark's saying a 3-0 victory to Watford. The Dalek, West Ham United FC. Hello, mate. Hello. Good morning to you, Mark. Sorry. Good morning to you, the Dalek. Hope you're doing well. there, and maybe looking for another Hammers victory this weekend. Ian loves the number 12, Man of Myth, the legend, has gone for a Watford 2-0 victory. Ferris77 has gone for a 1-0 Watford victory with Bristol City, and Harry Doherty has gone for a 2-1 victory to Watford, and Harry Klitschko, always sticking his neck out, has gone for a 6-0 victory to the Hornets in this one. I do think Watford will win this match. It just depends on how many, really. But I think they will keep a clean sheet. Bristol City looked poor last week when I watched them against Cardiff. Can't see them scoring, beating this very talented Hornets team. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to Watford at home against Bristol City. As we've already touched, the next fixture, which was supposed to be between Sheffield Wednesday and Swansea, that has been postponed. They haven't actually updated the fixtures for this. Excuse me, eat my Weetabix a little bit too early, little bit too quickly this morning. So we'll move on to the next fixture, which is, I think they're now second in the table, losing their top spot position to Brentford, is Norwich City against the Potters, or Stoke City, I should say. We have got, there we are, Norwich City winless in their last 3 matches. They lost last week against the Jack Swansea City. Prior to that, they drew 0-0 both times against Millwall and Middlesbrough. So they failed to score in their last 3 league fixtures. Prior to that, they gained victory over Bristol City, a 2-1 away victory against Cardiff, where really they should have scored more goals. And they beat Barnsley at home as well. Let's have a look at Stoke's form, because Stoke have dropped off a little bit of a cliff recently. Okay, they drew 0-0 against Reading last time out, maybe stopping the rot a little bit there. Prior to that, they drew 1-1 with Huddersfield. Prior to that, they lost at home against Watford before 2 draws against Rotherham and Blackburn away. And prior to that, they lost at home against Bournemouth. Let's have a quick look at the last time they won. Look at that. All the way back. They haven't actually won this year. Their last win was against Blackburn on the 19th of December. Interesting. Very, very interesting. The last away victory they had was against bottom of the table Wickham, all the way back on December the 2nd. But prior to that, look at that. They actually clocked up quite a few away wins, but they've only gained that one victory in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. So they won once in their last 12 matches. Not good. Got a lot of draws. They got 2, 4, 6, 8 draws as well. So, Stoke, they do make it quite difficult for their opponents. Norwich, though, we're saying they're winless. They haven't scored in their last 3 matches. So this is going to be a real tight game. Could see a draw in this one. We could see a draw, or we could see a home win. What are we thinking, guys? Let's have a look at what the Sky community is saying. 84% of people are saying a Norwich victory. 11% are saying a draw. And 5% are saying a Stoke win. Let's have a look what you guys are saying in the chat. I bet Nathan's having breakfast. Also, Nathan is downstairs. He's having his bacon after his Cocoa Pops. That's his normal morning routine. A bowl full of Cocoa Pops warmed up in the microwave. And then he moves on to his bacon then. He will be doing a live stream this afternoon, starting around about 5 to 3, he's assured me. So looking forward to that. Mark Chapman has gone for 2-0 victory to Norwich in this one. Ian's gone for 3-1 victory to Norwich City. Harry Klitschko has gone for 3-0 to Stoke. Wow, Harry. The Dalek's gone for 2-0 victory to Norwich, and Ferris77 has gone for 2-0 victory to Norwich in this one. Yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with you guys. I think Norwich will get back to winning ways, but it's just how many goals they will score. Let's have a look. Last victories was 2-0, a 2-1, and a 1-0. Stoke City. Yeah, I know that Norwich were having a few injury worries. Let's just have a quick look at the Norwich City team news, shall we? Let's have a look if we can garnish any nuggets of information. Team news price. Stoke. Let's have a look at this. What's this all about? All the latest Norwich City team news pre-Stoke. What will the Canaries 11 look like tomorrow? Norwich will be desperately looking for a return to winning ways on Saturday afternoon as they host Stoke City to Carrow Road. Having just taken 2 points from their last 3 matches, failing to score in that time, the Canaries were knocked off top spot in the Championship on Wednesday night thanks to Brentford's win at Reading. I think they were actually down in that match as well. Brentford coming back to win anyway. As a result, Farke and his side will no doubt be keen to bounce back at the weekend. Come on, this is all just waffle. So how could Norwich line up on Saturday as they go in search of 3 vital points? Here's we've taken a look at the latest team news coming out of Carrow Road ahead of the game, and to the Canaries starting 11 might look more waffle, with Farke reporting in his pre-match press conference that the club have no injury concerns following their defeat at Swansea last time out. We could see the Canaries, let's just get rid of that, don't want to be copyrighted down there, do we? Having received the back end of his manager in the aftermath of his error that gifted Swansea their opener last week, Tim Krul looks likely to continue in goal for Norwich this weekend, the former Newcastle goalkeeper. In defence, Farke explained that the January signing Dimitris Gianniolis, I think it is, dropped out of the lineup for the Swansea game because there was never any plan for him to 3 games in 6 days, with the Greeks having played twice already this week, meaning he could be in line for a return on Saturday. The influence. Can we get rid of that? Let's get rid of that. Bit annoying down there. Right, sorry guys. Further forward, Farke has revealed that Jordan Hugill and Marco Stipperman will return to training next week as they continue their recoveries from injury. So those 2 guys are both out. The influential midfielder duo Kenny McLean and Oliver Skip could stay the same, with the latter apparently earning admiring glances from parent club Tottenham following his recent impressive performance on loan at Carrow Road. There is also encouraging news on Onel Hernandez and Kieran Dowell and Adam Ida, who Farke has converted all back in contention for selection after spells on the sideline, although the Norwich boss has suggested they will need to build up momentum before being thrown straight back into the side. Perhaps the biggest boost for Norwich, however, comes in the news that Emile Bouanda, excellent player, of course, once again available after suspension, with the credibility and ability in front of goal likely to be a major relief for Farke's side following their recent mini goal drive. So it looks like they're getting players back, and not all coming back into the fray at this time, but it does look like they're strengthening there and could get back to winning ways, especially with Stoke City. Okay, they've only lost once in their last 5 matches. So I'm going to go for a narrow victory to Norwich in this one, and I'm going to go 1-0. So let's move on to the next match, which is Derby County, the Rams against Middlesbrough. I believe this game is still going ahead. It actually does say there. Let's have a look at their recent forms. So we've got Middlesbrough currently in 7th position, losing 4 of their last 6 matches. Surprisingly, last time out they lost 4-1 against high-flying Brentford. Prior to that, they drew 0-0 with Norwich. Of course, Norwich got those injury concerns. Let's just bring that back up on the screen for you to see. Where were we? Middlesbrough, weren't we? Prior to that, they suffered defeats at home against Blackburn and Rotherham. Prior to that, they gained a 2-1 victory away against Nottingham Forest. And prior to that, they lost 1-0 at home against Birmingham. Let's have a look at Derby. Now, Derby, all the way down in the relegation zone, after kind of bouncing back under the stewardship there of Wayne Rooney. Last time out, they lost 3-0 against Rotherham. Now, I watched Rotherham play against Cardiff in midweek in the snow, and they looked solid for a championship side. No, not spectacular, just solid. Let's have a look. Prior to that, they had victories against Bristol City, Queen's Park Rangers, and Bournemouth. Interesting. We know that Bournemouth had been a bit of a torrid spell themselves, I think, losing 4 of their last 6 matches. Prior to that, they lost again against Rotherham and also against Sheffield Wednesday away. Interesting. This one's a tough one to call. Let's have a look how many well, they've drawn 7 of the 27 matches. Middlesbrough have drawn 7 as well. So not the highest drawing teams in the table. Just want to have a look at when Derby County last drew their last match. Look at that. They've either been winning or losing. They haven't actually drawn since the 12th of December. What are we saying, guys? What are we saying? This is a tough one to call. Rizwan Azaveda, yeah, I will accept the Premier League predictions, no problem at all. I will make sure that I mark you up for that. Yeah, it's an hour towards kick-off for that first match this afternoon between Leicester City and Liverpool. Massive match, that one. Looking forward to watching that after I finish this live stream. But getting back to this fixture, what are we saying, guys? This one's a tough one to call. Derby at home, Middlesbrough not in the best of form. The Sky community is saying 45% Derby victory, 31% are saying a draw, and 25% are going for a Middlesbrough win. Let's have a look at the goals that they conceded. Middlesbrough. Let's have a look at this Middlesbrough. How many goals have they conceded? So, okay, the 4 against Brentford at home. Then it was 0-0 draw. 3 they conceded against Rotherham, 1 against Blackburn. Nottingham Forest they conceded 1, and Birmingham. So they conceded in 5 matches of their last 6 games. Whereas Derby, let's have a look at how many goals they've scored in their last 6. They blanked against Rotherham. They scored against Derby 1. They scored against QPR. They scored against Bournemouth. They blanked against Rotherham. They blanked against Sheffield. This is going to be low scoring, guys. Is it going to be 0-0 or is it going to be a 1-0 to either team? Let's have a look what you guys are saying in the chat. The Dugout, good morning. I can't believe I missed the start of that. Crystal Palace 0, Burnley 1, Norwich 2, Stoke City 1. Doug, you are another man, the myth, the legend, just like Ian loves Zias as well. Hope you're doing well. Not sure if you're working this morning or you're at home gearing up for an absolute feast of football and rugby, I have to say, because it's Wales versus Scotland later this afternoon. So watch the football. Try and watch a bit of the rugby as well. That's all going on. So, yeah, Douglas, good morning to you. Mark Chapman has gone for a 0-0 draw between the two sides. Ferris 77 has also gone for a draw as well. Rizwanda Avron, as we say that. Ian's gone for a 1-1 draw. Doug has gone for a 1-0 away victory to Middlesbrough. You never know, because they've just signed Nathaniel Mendes-Lang, so that might give them a little bit of a boost there. I think they've also signed a few other players in the January transfer window. The Dalek has gone for a West Ham United victory as well. But this, as we say, very tough one to call. And Dalek's also gone for a Palace win also. But I can't separate these sides. I know that Derby haven't actually drawn in quite a while now, but I am going to have to sit on the fence with this one. I haven't actually, I predicted that one to be a draw, actually. Palace. Not a lot of goals going on here, is there, guys? I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one also. I can't separate these two teams. And finally, we got the biggest one, the biggest match of the weekend. We have got Cardiff City coming up against Coventry City. Cardiff turning their fortunes around in the last few weeks since Mick McCarthy have come in charge. They've drawn 2 and won 2 of their last 4 fixtures. They're currently up to 12th position. They were teetering on the edge of a relegation battle, but now find themselves, 11 points above the relegation zone, and also 8 points behind 6th place Birmingham as well. So, Bournemouth, I should say, get my B's mixed up there. Yeah, beating Rotherham and Bristol City away from home. Both very solid victories, deserved to win in each match. You could say Rotherham could have had some penalties in that game, but Cardiff had penalty shots as well, particularly with one harsh handball decision, which didn't go Cardiff's way. Prior to that, it was draws against Millwall and Barnsley, and prior to that, it was defeats under stewardship, of course, of Neil Harris, where they lost 1-0 to QPR and 2-1 to Norwich City. So let's have a look at the form of Coventry. Coventry currently in 19th position. Of course, they got promoted last season from Division 1 last week. On the 6th of February, very good draw at home against Watford. Prior to that, they lost at home against Nottingham Forest 2-1. Prior to that, they drew away against Birmingham. Prior to that, a good win against Sheffield Wednesday, and prior to that, they lost 3-0 against Reading, and prior to that, it was a 2-1 victory against Millwall. Now, I think earlier in the season, Cardiff actually lost this fixture. There it is. It was a 1-0 narrow win to Coventry. Cardiff didn't really turn up on the day there. They were going through, look at that, 1, 2, 3, 5 defeats prior to that draw against Barnsley. But picking up a little bit now are the mighty Bluebirds. So I know what I'm thinking in this one, guys. I can't bet against Cardiff in this one. Let's have a look at what the Sky community is saying in this one. 81% of the Sky community are going for a Cardiff City win. 14% are going for a draw. And the conditions out there, I'm just going to see if the snow is settling. Ooh, it is starting to settle here on the coast of South Wales. Surprisingly, because you would normally got to go a little bit further inland, but out of my window I can actually see the sea, the Severn Estuary and all that, the Bristol Channel. But yeah, my thoughts. Let's have a look what the guys are saying in the chat. So, when is England versus Wales? I'm not sure. Ian, can you enlighten me on that one? I'm not sure if it's next week or the week after when Wales play England. It might be later in the season. Nathan Evans is good morning to you, Nathan. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Borough won, Derby won. I'm on a week's holiday, so going to enjoy the sport today. Get in there, Doug. Doug, I was watching the TV earlier in the week, and the ski resorts up in Scotland look absolutely fantastic. Now, I know they're saying do not travel to these resorts, but I saw local people there skiing down the runs. They weren't as sort of organised as the ones I've been to in Austria, but they look absolutely stunning and beautiful there. And if I was in Scotland, I'd love to get the old skis out and head on down those slopes. But back to the chat. Doug is calling a Cardiff City 2-0 victory over Coventry City. Yes, Cardiff, of course, welcoming players back into the fold. Kiefer Moore's on a very good run of form at the moment. 11 goals for the season. I think he's something like 4th top scorer in the division. The Dalek WHUFC has gone for Cardiff 1, Coventry 2. How can you say such a thing, the Dalek? I will have to exterminate you on that, unfortunately. Sorry, as my friend supports Coventry. Okay, you got to go with your friend on that one. Mark Chapman, 10-0. Only joking, 1-0 Cardiff. Thank you, Mark. Harry Klitschko has gone for a 9-0, 9-3 victory to Cardiff City. Wow, 12-goal thriller there. Rizwan Azri, where's Nathan? Nathan is downstairs, probably polishing off the rest of his breakfast before he's going to be gearing up for this afternoon's feast of football. But probably going to take in a little bit of that Leicester-Liverpool match. I know that Douglas is going to be looking forward to that, and possibly the Scotland-Wales match a little bit later as well. Dugout, is it too late for a late surge to the players? Is it too late? Well, if Cardiff continue in this vein, I can see us going up to 7. It's just, can we bridge that gap, Douglas, between 7th and 6th? Because there is a 5-point gap. Bournemouth, I don't think they've appointed a manager yet. I think they might be managerless, but they did gain a good 3-2 victory last time out. So Reading as well, okay, stuttery bit of form. So you never know. I think you're looking at Brentford, Norwich and Swansea. Okay, Norwich, lots of injury concerns that we've already touched on. That I think they'll sort of bounce back. But Brentford look really good at the moment. Swansea, match postponed today, but they're looking good. So you'd expect Brentford and Swansea to make the top 6. Norwich, you'd have to bundle them in. Watford, such a talented squad they've got there, so you'd have to put them. So maybe we could catch Reading, maybe we could catch Bournemouth. It all depends. We've got 28 games, so we've got another 20 games to go. So, and what we're 11 points. What did I say? How many points? 8 points behind. So if we can win today, there's a possibility of Cardiff actually going up to 7th position. If you can do that, then, well, you never know what could happen. Disappointing last night that I did think Blackburn would beat Preston, but Preston actually, gained all 3 points. So kudos to Preston last night. So yeah, that's my answer then. You never know. I'm fingers crossed, but let's take it as Mick McCarthy, one game at a time, and being a former manager, football manager myself, yeah, always looking at that game, although you do like to plan for the future. as well. So Ferrer77, as we've already said, is 2-0. Blacks, good morning to you, Blacks. Hope you're doing well. He's gone for a 2-1 victory to Cardiff City in this one. Yeah, he's having breakfast. Your prediction on Czech champion Slavia Prague versus Leicester in the Champions League? Well, I'm going to have to bring out a Champions League predictions video for that. I presume Doug is as well. The Dalek FC is snowing in England the other day and settled but finished. Yeah, it's still snowing here. It's that sort of big snow. So normally when you get those big flakes, they don't really last too long, or never seem to here in Wales anyway. Leicester will win. Vardy is back. Yeah, in my Premier League predictions, I've actually gone for a 2-1 victory to Leicester as well. But you never know with Liverpool. Such great players they got playing for them. You just don't know. Ian Lovesy's gone. England versus Wales, if I remember correctly, 27th of February. Thank you for that, Ian. Bournemouth got David Wagner. Have they now? Wow, I didn't know that. Is it Wagner with a W? The German guy, yeah. Former manager of Huddersfield. Is that? Let's have a look. I just want to bring that up on the screen. David Wagner. David Wagner. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what German football. Is it a different? No, I can't see anything there. I cannot see. Is it this David Wagner? Does he join Bournemouth? I can't see it. John, they're on the short. Ex-Huddersfield Town Boston advised with Arsenal. Yeah, it doesn't look. That's 2 days ago. Let's have a look. Bournemouth. Let's just put in Bournemouth, and let's have a look. Let's have a look at the Wikipedia page. I'm sure that would have been right. Okay, yeah. As I thought, Jonathan Woodgate is still in charge there, down in Bournemouth on the south coast. So interesting, very, very interesting. Doug's Allison Trent. This is the lineup that's just been announced. Thank you, Doug. So we got Allison in goals. Hopefully, he'll. Yeah, a couple of clangers last time out against Man City. Trent Alexander-Arnold. We got Kabak, of course, coming in from Schalke. Henderson, Robertson, left back. Ronaldo, Milner, Jones, Salah, Mane, and Firmino. The formidable front three, of course. Sorry for it's European League. Sorry, but Slavia is our champion and best team in. Yeah, I predict a Slavia Prague win, especially out there in Czech Republic there. Doug, this is the Leicester team news. Thank you, Doug. Schmeichel, Amati, Evans, Soyuncu, Pereira, Ndidi, Tielemans, Madison, Albrighton, Barnes, and the returning Vardy. I think he came on last week as second half substitute, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, James Justin, of course, I think, is he? I'm not sure if he's done his knee or his Achilles. I think it might be an ACL, actually, if I heard correctly on that, which is such as news. But anyway, before we move on, let's just go through what we've predicted in the Super Soccer 6. So we've gone for Crystal Palace 1, Burnley 1. We've gone for Watford 2, Bristol City 0. Of course, the Sheffield Wednesday match against Swansea has been postponed. We've got a 1-0 victory to Norwich over Stoke City. We've gone for a 1-1 draw between Derby and Middlesbrough. And we have got, sorry guys, I haven't predicted, I'm going for a 2-0 victory for the Bluebirds. I didn't even mention that. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, my personal thoughts, I'm going for a 2-0 victory to the mighty Bluebirds over Coventry City in this afternoon's 3 o'clock kickoff. So, as we always do, the tiebreaker for the thing is a golden goal prediction. Now, I've been 1 minute out for the last couple of weeks on this one. So, what are we thinking, guys? When do you think the first goal will go in these 5 matches that are still going ahead this afternoon? Could be 4th minute, could be 3rd minute, could be 5th minute, could be 6th minute. So, look at the teams. We've got strong defence. You know, that Palace, 2 strong defences there. Norwich, Stoke, you never know in that match. Could be an early. This is the match where there could be an early goal. Watford versus Bristol City. Possibly the Cardiff match as well. So what are we thinking, guys? I was going to say about the 3rd minute, but defensive boys. I'm going to go for a 5th minute goal. 56? No, a 5th minute goal for the first golden goal this afternoon. What are your matches? Yeah, Mark Chapman's gone for 6 minutes. The Dalek, West Ham United FC, has also gone for 6 minutes in this one. I'm going to challenge Jeff in this one. And now I'm going to submit my entry to Sky Sports, where hopefully I will win that lovely £250,000. So, Crystal Palace have gone. So if I had to put £10 on this, it would come back with returns of 511 to 1. If I would put a magnificent £5 on this, it would come back as £255 and 79 pence. And if I put a solitary £2 on this, it would come back at £102 and 32 pence. Ferris 77 has gone for the 7th minute, keeping with his name, of course. Dalek has gone for the 6th minute, and Ian Lovesey for the golden goal has gone for 6 minutes as well. Douglas, if you're still watching, thanks for watching as well. I'm waiting with bated breath. Nathan is as well. He's hanging off the ceiling. When is the Q&A from the Dugout Football Channel coming out? I was gearing up for a Friday night watch on that one. Hopefully it'll be out today. Maybe it will be out on Sunday. I know we're going to be watching the Leicester Liverpool in just under an hour's time. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that Q&A from the Dugout Football Channel. Does Nathan agree? With 6 minutes? Does he agree? Slavy Rai, love them. Thomas Souček, yeah, Souček, great player. And Soufal as well, who plays at right back. Have a good weekend, Mr. Morgan, and everyone on live stream. Ian, thank you for joining me on this cold Saturday morning. You're probably in Morrison's or Sainsbury's car park, so I'll let you get back to the house and get on with your Saturday lunch before, no doubt, watching Scotland play Wales this afternoon. But if you are around, I'll be in the chat with Nathan in his live stream for Cardiff City versus Coventry. Harry Klitschko has gone for a 4th minute as well. So then, guys, what are we all up to this afternoon? Anybody venturing out? Or are you all going to be watching the football? Are you going to be first watching that Liverpool match against Leicester, with Crystal Palace against Burnley coming up at 3 o'clock? Maybe you're watching your own local team. Maybe for 77, you're going to be watching your local team out in the Czech Republic. Or are you doing anything else? I've got a little bit of housework to be doing after this. And then I'm going to see if I can take in a little bit of that Leicester-Liverpool game before waffling down some pizza. I think I've got a red hot spicy chicken pizza, and I think Nathan's gone for his default of a pepperoni pizza for himself before he gets settled into his live stream this afternoon. There's still about 10 bottles of Stella Artois in the kitchen, so not sure if he'll have anything with the live stream this afternoon, but maybe he'll be wearing his lucky staff, etc. But yeah, what's everyone up to this afternoon? Anyway, is it all football or rugby today, or are you up to anything else before I wind up this live stream? I will to see today Premier League matches, probably. Ferris 77, yeah, keeping up with all the Premier League matches. But before I go, guys, what do you think of this? Do you think I just want to ask you guys something before I go on your thoughts on these fixtures. Let me just get it up for you now and ask for your thoughts. Mark Chapman, no tomorrow, the Mighty Reds tomorrow at 2 p.m. Okay, I'm just going to get this up on the screen. Well, not on the screen. What are your thoughts on this before I go? What are your thoughts on this? Right, okay. Of course, you're going to be watching Manchester United, Mark. Do you think Atletico Madrid will win away against Granada? We've already touched on Cardiff City beating Coventry. Cambridge against Southend. Do you think Cambridge United can beat Southend? which takes place at 3 o'clock today. I think Southampton had a good victory last week, but they remain bottom but one of the third division. And also Seville are playing Huesca this afternoon. So, you know, a cheeky little quad here, which gives me odds of around about 5-1. So I've gone for Atletico Madrid, Cardiff, Cambridge United, and Seville. What are we thinking, guys? Do you think that's going to come in or not? Give me your thoughts anyway. But I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining me here on this Saturday morning. I'm going to go now and do a bit of home maintenance before watching that Liverpool match. Then onto the live stream this afternoon. I'll be watching Cardiff City versus Coventry. But I'd like to thank you all once again for taking your time out this morning to watch this live stream. But for now, I'll bid you farewell, and I'll see you all in the next video, which will be Premier League predictions next week.